My name is Kyle, and for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be training like a professional climber. I started climbing a few months back when my local gym opened up, and I noticed my strength was already relatively strong. With that being said, however, I never committed to a training plan or committed to real strength training. I was curious, could I, a somewhat beginner climber, commit to a 2-week training regimen and see any results? To start with, I had to create a training plan.
The training plan.
The training plan would consist of 3 days climbing, 2 days of training, and 2 days of rest every week. My main goal was to target my weaknesses while training most days at my absolute limit. With some asking around in my gym to stronger climbers and doing some research online, I finally found a routine to stick with. Here's the in-depth routine. With that being said, let's get started.
On day 1, I started on a Friday, which meant board climbing day. If you don't know what that is, board climbs are either the tension board, which have wooden holds and can be seen in this clip, or this board, that I don't do often because it hurts my fingers. The first drill I did was dead point drills. The point of this drill was to be able to move from one handhold to the next while keeping at least 2 points of contact, which would improve cutting feet and foot tension. The other drill I did was called traversing feet that I saw from this guy's video. And basically, it would improve my foot tension by forcing me to walk across the small holds while I was fully lengthened. And finally, dynamic climbs, where I would warm up on 2 to 3 boulders just moving the entire time.
He flying through that shit.
So the plan was to work on hard climbs on the tension board, but my project was getting taken down soon, so you know what that meant. So here's a quick montage of me attempting to get this climb.
Let's go.
Before I move on to day 2, you might be wondering, how will I know if I made any progress by the end of this? Well, in my gym, the climbs are based on video game ranks that range from iron all the way to diamond, with the starting rank being roughly V0 to V1 and the gold rank being around V4 to V6. And by the end of the 2 weeks, I'll be projecting a platinum climb to see if the pro training I did paid off. With that being said, let's get into... On day 2, I spent some time climbing with my friends.
Fuck. Our dude is no chop. Fuck.
You suck!
And I went to go work on my drills that I would spend the rest of the weeks doing. For drill 1 of day 2, I was focusing on what my non-dominant foot did while I was climbing. Basically, I was just trying to be aware of the foot that was not on the wall and what it was doing. Drill number 2 was the same dynamic drill as day 1, and drill number 3 worked on recognizing when to pull with one hand, but I forgot to record, so here's my friend trying to do a backflip.
Oh!
After my friends left, I went to go work on this one slab climb since slab is one of my weaknesses, and I figured out how bad at slab I really was because I was stuck on this climb for like an hour and I couldn't figure out this one move, so like after that I just left. I realize like editing this now, if I've never done this challenge, I might have ended up like a V3 slab climber one day and then like a V10 normal climber. Anyways, moving on. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention after each of my climbs, I would do one set of failure of one arm pull-ups on each side of my arms. Alright, today is day 3 of training day. I think I got like 5 sets of pull-ups and some other stuff, so let's get it going. Today was a Monday, and it was pretty empty, which was pretty nice, considering I was like talking into a mic in front of a camera for the first time. So for train day, I only wanted to do exercises that would benefit my climbing, so I started with 3 sets of shoulder press, which would protect my shoulders from injury, and then I did 2 sets of medium weight deadlifts for my lower back strength and core. Then strictly for core, I did 2 sets of raising front levers, which I saw Magnus do in a video. And then I did 2 sets of toe to side. And I don't know if you guys ever tried this core exercise, but it is crazy, bro, and you gotta try it. And then from a video online I saw, of a guy climbing V8 plus in a year, his main exercise was doing like a whole bunch of pull-ups. So for my workout, I implemented 5 sets of 10 pull-ups with 1 minute rest in between. And I did a variation of multiple pull-ups. So there'd be explosive, wide, narrow, normal pull-ups, and then 1-arm pull-ups. First training day complete. Alright, it is Wednesday, which means we are back to another climb day. I also changed the train day to a rest day before the board climbing day, since board climbs require a lot more strength. So far, we're almost completely done with 1 week of the training plan, and I'm actually feeling pretty good. I feel like my technique has improved a lot in 1 week. Alright, so the gym was very empty today since I went in the morning early again with my friends. And I began my warm-up with some of these shoulder stretches that feel hella good with this big-ass pole. And then I also did a whole bunch of other stretches and like hangboard stretches, but I don't really like recording those because I feel like it's really boring. But after that, I went to go warm up on the new set. Alright, today on day 4, these drills started feeling a bit more flowier and everything started to feel a bit more better. I don't know if it looks like it, but to me, I felt like everything was just flowing better. Oh yeah, I also don't know if you noticed, but I also did a down climb on this drill, which I just started doing more often because it's just more time to practice doing the right thing. And then right here, I was doing some more of my dynamic drills. I was thinking just trying to make sure I place my foot before I move over and making everything one straightforward flow. Alright, so right now I was working on this new climb of the new set, and it required me to throw up a heel hook along with my right hand to get the first hold, and then I was supposed to jump up to get to the next hold, but in this clip I did not get it. However, I did get it later though. Yo, shout out to the setters at Climb Nora because this set was absolutely fire. There were a lot of dynamic climbs, as you'll see with this one, and the dynamic drills I've been doing for the past week I think have really helped me. One thing I noticed though after watching this video is I always have to readjust my hand after reaching for the next hold, and I think that wastes a lot of energy because I also seen that in a few videos. So for the next few days I'm also going to be adding a drill where I try to reach the hold correctly the first time. Alright, I'm gonna be honest, I did not climb on Friday, but it's because the next day on Saturday, my gym hosted an event where if you finish this climb that was made of like replica real rocks, then they would give you a pin. Let's go. Nice. and there was a ton of people, if you can see here, and I didn't get many clips because I was kind of scared of recording with so many people, but I did complete the climb and get the pin, if you can see here. However, the next day I woke up, and if you can see in this video, like my wrist, I could barely move to the right for some reason, and it was hurting. So I think I'm gonna have to take a break for a few days, but in the end, it should not change my training plan. I'll continue to stick with my training plan and just do what I have to do. I'm not gonna lie, I only rested Sunday, which means I am climbing and training on Monday today. It only says day 10 because I decided that rest days were a part of the 2-week training. Anyways,
I'm not gonna lie, my right wrist hurts so bad I'm probably climbing with one arm today, but I knew I had to get a training day in, so let's get it going. Oh yeah, I also got a mic attached so you'll hear how I sound when I climb.
I don't know why, but my dumbass thought like, oh, I'm only removing one arm, I can still climb pretty good. No, that was not the case. Like, I thought I was still gonna be able to add my drills in along with climbing with one arm, but nah. And I may finish this first climb as a warm-up, but you'll find out soon enough. I kind of knew that a one-hand drill was a thing in a part of climbing, but it's way different when you are forced to do it. But after doing it for a while, I think my route reading got better because it forced me to find a better way that I could use without one hand. It also improved my footwork. Alright, here this red climb is when the climbs start to get a little bit harder when using one hand. I thought I would be able to just cruise through a whole bunch of like V0s and V2s or whatever in my gym, but the ones with like bigger, lengthier moves like this one actually were still pretty hard. Here's when I realized that even though I still wanted to get my training in, it was definitely way harder doing everything with one arm.
Oh shit! Bro, how can I do this? I don't know, I can't though. I gotta figure out a way.
Oh yeah, here's the clips of me training too, but I adjusted some of the exercises so then they wouldn't hurt my right wrist.
Alright, it's day 10 and I just got back home from the gym. Moving on to
press-up test. Find a chair with arms. Put your hands on either side of the chair and push yourself vertically up, extending your elbows. If you have a TFCC injury, you'll have pain at the pinky side of the wrist with this test. To perform the supination lift test, sit nice and close to a table. You're going to put your palms face up on the underside of the table and attempt to lift the table upwards. A positive test is reproduction of pain on the pinky side of the wrist, indicating a possible TFCC injury. Sit close to a table, place your elbow on top of the table, ulnarly deviate or bring your wrist as far as you can towards the pinky side, and then overpress, pressing gently down with your opposite hand. A positive test will be reproduction of pain on the pinky side of the wrist, indicating a possible TFCC injury.
damn.
So unfortunately, I won't be able to finish the training plan with this injury in the 14 days, but if you're still interested, I'll be continuing the training plan and posting updates on my IG handle here. Anyways, thanks for watching.